So the part of Sunday Scaries that nobody talks about is, why is it actually scary? And a lot of us say maybe we're going into a job that we're not truly fired up about. We have things on our to-do list that don't truly excite us. But here's the part that nobody mentions. Sunday Scaries are scary because of the exact reason scary movies are scary. What is the scariest part of a movie? It's not when you see Michael Myers running at the camera. That gives your heart a little pitter-patter. What's scary is the jump scare. And so why we have the Sunday Scaries is because we're going into a week that we truly have no idea what's jumping in front of us. And that's the entire point of what we're going to be talking about today with Coffee Hour. So I wanted to do this because, look, I got so tired of waking up every single day having no clue was what on my schedule, having no clue what was going to pop up in my day. And so I would go about doing my morning show, and all of a sudden I'm late for a meeting, or I'm getting a phone call, or all of a sudden I have to run across town. And the reason that's so frustrating is because it's energy draining. See, you didn't plan on it, and so now you have to move your entire day around because you simply didn't take the moment on a Sunday to create the game plan, the win the week game plan. So you know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you already have a clear outcome of what you're trying to get done. So we're just going to do 3 things today. We're going to go over the 3 things that if you do it today, I promise you that you're going to have a more powerful outcome at the end of the week. So if you're ready to go, say, oh yeah, let's begin. The first thing, I love this because a lot of us, we get overwhelmed when we keep a lot of our thoughts right here in our mind. And so the first thing, and I wrote it already, it's brain dump. And you can do this within 5 to 10 minutes. Write everything down that's on your mind. If you did this alone, you're already gonna feel that sense of peace because it's not sitting in here going in the same cycle that we've been going through maybe for the past couple days. Brain dump everything. So this is where you write, I know I have to go to a doctor's appointment. I know I have my kid's soccer game. I know I have to cook meals. I know I have to work out. I want to clean my car. I got to do the dishes. I got to do the laundry. Brain dump. Because what's going to happen is all of a sudden you're going to be able to see what you truly have been trying to think through and keeping it all in your mind. And your mind is just simply saying, yo, give me a break. If I'm going to just keep thinking of these things, I don't have a solution. I'm just going to make sure you keep remembering everything you have to do. So when you're brain dumping, I want you to just write freehand as many things as possible on what has been on your mind lately. I did this morning. I got on my phone and I just started making a note. All of the things that I wanted to get done today. It started with the workout for the Ironman that I got coming up in a month. So that means an hour swim, an hour run. I wanted to clean my car. I wanted to clean my room. I wanted to make sure the sheets on the bed were clean. I wanted to make sure that I have my notes ready for the show tomorrow morning. I had meals that I wanted to have prepped for Monday. All of these things I wrote down. And here's what's going to happen. This is the hack that I want to share with you right now. When you write it down, yes, it may be a lot, but it's not going to feel as overwhelming as if you just keep it in your mind. Cool? So take 5 minutes, brain dump everything you have out. Now here's where it gets fun, because we all think that all these to-dos have to be done in this very moment. Woo! I love this, because once you brain dump, I want you to look at everything, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the priority of that task? Priority. Prioritize. Priority. What is the priority of that to-do list? Because what I don't want us to do is have everything all of a sudden needing to be done in this very moment. Doesn't that just sound overwhelming already? You know what I'm saying? See, that's the problem with to-do lists. If you simply just write down everything on a notepad, all the things that you need to do, that looks so overwhelming because we think in our mind everything is as important as the beginning thing. That your doctor's appointment is as important as cleaning out the back seat in your car. Those two carry a little different weight, don't they? And so on your brain dump, just 1 through 10, I want you to prioritize. What are the things that need to happen? When I'm talking about needing to happen, you can't miss the doctor's appointment. You can't miss your kid's soccer game. You have to pick up your kids from school. You have to make dinner. These are things that are priorities. You have to make sure that you do a workout because that's going to fuel your body with energy. That's going to keep the longevity of it. So we prioritize. Number 1, most important. 10, least important. This way we see, okay, I have a couple hours here or there. What are my priorities? What are the things that truly need to get done to make sure that I know that I'm moving forward in the best capacity? For my own example, I know that I have to be in the studio tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. That is a non-negotiable. That is the priority. From 5 until 10, I am on the air. There is no ands, ifs, buts about it. It needs to get done. So I must get up at least 4 to get to the studio to make sure that I have a good show. So my priority, as I'm brain dumping all the things that I need to get done, start at 4. For me, it's I need to make sure that my meal is prepped for the breakfast so I don't rush to the studio or I'm late to the studio because my show is my main priority in the morning. That means my priority is to make sure that my clothes are laid out the night before. And that takes about a minute. That means that I have my notes ready to go. But what that doesn't mean is that today, if those things aren't done, my priority doesn't then go, you know what? I don't have time to put out my clothes or set up my meals or get my notes. I'm going to clean out the back seat of my car. See, now we've got trapped into doing busy work. And this is where I'm guilty. I have done this for years. This is where I messed up in my career for probably the first 5 years. I got addicted to staying busy. Anybody else guilty of this? I got addicted to just checking off things on my to-do list because it does. It feels good, you know? It feels very good to make sure you're checking your to-do list. But if we're not prioritizing what needs to be done today, then you're pushing on more stress for tomorrow. Woo! Let me say that again. If you don't prioritize what actually needs to get done today, what are the musts that need to be done today, you are only putting on more stress on yourself for tomorrow. And so start with the highest priority and work down. I know laundry is important. I know it is. But could you survive one more day if these things are more important for you to have a more productive week? Or is there someone else that you could tap to help you with that task? That's a bonus one that we'll dive deeper in on the school. Now here's the third part. Because once you brain dump everything out, once you prioritize, what are the most important things that I need to get done? 1 through 10. 1 being the most important. 10, you know what? That could survive a couple days, maybe even a couple weeks. We have Here's what I mean. When I talk about a level 10, when you're talking about something that is just not a priority, and you want to get it done, but it's not a priority, we have this cabinet. I can show you it in our kitchen. And it is off the hinge. If you open the cabinet wrong, the whole thing just falls. It looks ridiculous. I don't like the way it looks. It makes me feel like I don't know how to fix things. And it makes the room feel messy. But here is why that is a level 10 priority. Because before that, I need to make sure that my speaking business is up and running. That my health and fitness is literally up and running. That my meals are prepped. That our dog is taken care of. That the sheets are cleaned. We will get to that hinge in that cabinet. But right now, it is a 10 when it comes to the priority list. See, as you're brain dumping everything, yes, there are going to be tasks like that you need to get done, but maybe today's not the day. But here's where it gets fun. You ready for it to get fun? Say, oh yeah, I love this. Here we go. Let me go ahead and erase this. Boop, boop, boop. So we already know brain dump. We already know prioritize. You start with this, I promise you will win the week. Because you will not go into the week scared at everything popping up that you need to do. You already brain dumped the meetings. You've already prioritized who you need to talk to. And now, number 3, you ready for this? I'm telling you, do this right now. You will change the outcome of your week. Schedule it. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? It sounds simple. But here's the deal. Most of us, me, guilty of this, for so many years of my career, simply try to keep our schedule in our mind. How has that worked out for us? It hasn't worked out great for me because I think I have everything in my mind, but all of a sudden I'm missing things. all of a sudden I'm dropping the ball on projects. All of a sudden, here's why we need to schedule it. Because when you don't schedule it, other things take the spot. So when we don't go on our phone right now and we type the block, and I literally do this, even though every morning I do a morning show, I still put in there from 5 a.m. to at least 10 a.m. morning show. It's locked in. With the meetings that I have, even though I know it's a recurring meeting every Tuesday, I schedule it. Because I want to make sure that as other friends and things are popping up and wanting to do things, I have blocks of time that are specifically geared to the things that I know need to get done. I'm talking about scheduling. When are you going to actually leave to go pick up the kids? When are you going to give yourself the 15 to 30 to an hour of time to get that workout in? Because remember, that was a priority. And we schedule the things that are priorities. If you don't schedule it, you know the truth. Something else will come along and replace it. You will get that emergency phone call. You'll have to make that trip. You'll have to drop everything because it wasn't already locked in. When you have the schedule, you could then look at it when someone's saying, oh my gosh, I need you to get back to me as soon as possible. Their priorities don't always mean they're your priorities. Woo! Their priorities don't always mean they're your priorities. So when you say, look, hey, I'm going to get back to you in an hour right now. I'm busy. You don't have to explain why, but I'm getting my workout in. Because if I drop my workouts, then what is the long-lasting effect of that? I don't feel as motivated. I don't feel as fit and strong. I don't feel like I'm stepping up as the best human I can be for not only me, but the ones around me. Maybe that includes your kids. Maybe that includes your spouse. But you know what you need to prioritize in order to be your best self. So if you want it to truly be something that gets done, schedule it. This is what I'm talking about. Getting on your phone and just making sure that you have those time blocks. What time are you going to get the workout done? What time are you going to have that phone call? What time are you going to give yourself a moment to breathe? Because we tend, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, we tend to put off the things that are crucial to our well-being. We put these things off in order to put other people first. This is where burnout happens. This is where our mental health starts to slip because we didn't schedule the things that we wanted to get done. We let everyone else and their schedule run our day. And so today, we brain dump all the things. We prioritize the things that are the most important. And if it's a 1 through 3, I want you to schedule it. If it could be pushed off for a couple of days or a week, then do that if that allows you to just take a second to breathe. Because your mental health, your well-being is more important, I'm just going to say it, than cleaning out your trunk. That helps, but if you don't have the other things taken care of, look, the trunk could wait until Thursday. It can wait until next week. It ain't going nowhere. But you need to make sure that these things have a locked-in time on your phone. I know every day what time I'm waking out. I know what day I'm working out. I know what day I'm going and making these meetings happen. I know what day I'm hopping on my computer and working on my own business. See, these things need to be scheduled because of the first things that get moved when someone else's emergencies pop up. Now, life will always be life. There will be things that pop up. There will be things that all of a sudden throw our schedule out the door. That's fine. It's easier to get back on track when you know what's next. That's it. These 3 hacks, I'm telling you. And here's the thing about the schedule. Science shows that you are 2 to 3 times more likely to get it done if it is scheduled. Think of how important that is. To already know that, you know what, at this time, I'm going to make sure that my clothes are laid out for tomorrow. I know that on Tuesday, I'm going to do a load of laundry, so by Friday, I'm not out of underwear. I know that on Monday, I'm going to make sure I have a call with my team to make sure that we're set up for the week. I'm going to schedule it and make sure it's 15 minutes. It doesn't go over, but we have that 15 minutes allotted to what we need to get done. That's the power of the schedule. So we brain dump to clear out our mind. That ends the overwhelmed feeling. You do that alone today, you won't be as scared going into Monday. We brain dump, then prioritize. We look at all the things that we think we need to do in this very moment and we get real with ourselves. What are the most important things that truly would move the needle for where I want to go? Now, for me, I have an Ironman in a month. So my priority is I need to make sure that I have at least an hour every day to train for that race. I did that to myself. I signed up for that. But I want to make sure that I'm stepping up in the best way that I possibly can. I prioritize my meals. I prioritize my health. I prioritize my sleep. And I'm going to be honest, I don't prioritize right now going out on a Friday or Saturday night. I'm not prioritizing, even though I want to rearrange my office and clean up everything that's going on. That's not the main priority. That's a 7 or an 8 or a 9 or a 10. My priorities are the work that I'm doing, the people that I'm serving, and the health that I'm bringing to my well-being. What are your priorities? You obviously need to make sure that your kids get to school on time. You obviously need to make sure that you're getting your own work done, but you also need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so you're stepping up in the best way possible, and now you get to schedule that time in. Now you take the extra 5 to 10 minutes in the morning with your cup of coffee and you look over your schedule and you see, what are the things that I have coming up so I don't scare myself as they pop up. 3 simple hacks. The powerful thing is, we know these things, but they only work if you let them work. They only work when you decide that you're gonna step up and make them work. And so let today be the day that you make 20 to 30 minutes of just jumping in to brain dump, prioritize, and schedule. And if you want a bonus, you know what? We'll get to that. Right now, let's make sure this gets done. Let's make sure that we have our week lined out so when we get into Monday, we're ready to attack. By Friday, we already know our wins because they were scheduled. And then we celebrate, baby! That's what I'm talking about. Because this is how you take back control over your life. This is where you decide, you know what? I'm so tired of letting weeks and days fly by where I have no idea what was even happening. I don't even know where my time went. Well, now you do, because you're the one that controls what you do with your time. That's what this school is all about. So if you want to be a part of my community, we dive deep into these things. This is exactly why I set up this community, because I love talking about this, because I want to get the most out of my life and help others get the most out of theirs. That's what fires me up the most. So if you want to be a part of the school community, hit the link at the bottom. I want you to be there. I want you to be a part of this, because when we all team up together, we only grow stronger. That's why we got to make it happen. And that's why I started the Make It Happen Academy. I'm so pumped for us to be able to take over this week, doing the things that we love, living to the absolute fullest, having passion in our days, waking up excited, not scared. That's why we're doing this. So let me know, what are the things that your top priorities are? Let me know at the end of the week, what did you win? Where did you step up and win? How did you feel going into each day, knowing what you know now, doing what you did now? That's the powerful part. It's one thing to know it, it's another thing to do it. So, make it happen, and I cannot wait to hear